just who do they think they are? Let's begin. Now just picture this, after months, maybe even years of looking at that car that you really want, you've finally saved up enough money or finally can afford the monthly payments or whatever, and we'll be getting the car this month. Yes! However, there is a massive problem, because it seems that car that you've finally set your eyes on is not going to be the car you're getting. I mean, admittedly, the make and model will be the same, but there is something a little bit different about it. But what is it? Well, according to this article, new speed limiter technology hitting the roads this month will limit engine power. I mean, what is all this about? It's just absolutely ridiculous. If I want a zooped up engine, not that I do of course, but if I do, then I want the car I've paid for. I mean, who the hell do they think they are saying that we can't have it? Presumably, of course, this is all because of a few bellends who drive like the roads as a racing track. But why should that affect us if we drive normally? And what can we actually do about it? Well, apparently it's something called the Intelligent Speed Assistant, the ISA. And these tools will become mandatory on every new car sold in Europe from July under a dramatic new driving law. But hang on a minute, we're no longer in the EU, are we? I mean, I know Keir Starmer's trying to get as close as possible, but at the moment we are not in the EU. So how come we have to follow this? Well, apparently, according to this article, it says that although the UK has already left the EU, manufacturers are likely to keep the tech on cars sold in the UK, with many brands already having the software installed. And firms will still have a range of options of their ISA tech, with brands only required to install an audio or visual limiting warning if lines are crossed. However, brands, it says, will also have the option to install more intrusive technology which can take a more direct control. And Giovanni Giancaropso, I pronounced that right, the segment manager for ADAS, the automated driving at TomTom, explained this landmark piece of it doesn't say that, vehicle safety tech will act as a speed limiter that automatically reduces a vehicle's speed by limiting engine power. And this is also possible, it says, because the ISA tech uses two data sources to inform the driver of the speed limit. Vehicle sensors such as cameras and mapping technologies. Well, hang on a minute. What happens if it across a certain area because of roadworks and the cameras or whatever do not pick up the signs of the new area or wherever? At the end of the day, though, the rest of us shouldn't be put on a naughty step, surely. But to ensure compliance, it says here, European OEMs will need to work with a mapping tech provider to merge all this data to ensure vehicles sold beyond the July deadline can provide real-time speed alerts. And together they will add an extra layer of awareness to a vehicle, it says, allowing it to understand the speed limit on any given road, warn drivers when they exceed it, and even step in to reduce speed at critical moments. What, like overtaking someone? I mean, just imagine that you're on a single carriageway road. You got someone poodling along, driving 45 whatever miles an hour in a 60 zone. You think, I really want to overtake them. Or maybe it's something like a tractor disguised as a snail or whatever. Either way, you want to overtake them. So you pull out when the coast is clear, but suddenly you can't get there. You can't get up to that speed limit. Surely, if anything, that's going to cause more accidents. Hopefully, there should be some sort of way of deactivating this in those sort of situations. Otherwise, if anything, that is more than likely going to cause more accidents than be safer for people, surely. But get this, the European Commission explains firms can introduce a supportive ISA which will increase upward pressure on the accelerator pedal. Oh great, so you can't push it down. Well, isn't that helpful, eh? But they're not done there. This could be from reducing the fuel injection or requiring a kickdown, which it says here is if a motorist wants to exceed the limit. I guess that means flooring it if you want to overtake that tractor. The EU has previously claimed, though, that the ISA technology could reduce fatalities by around 19 to 28%, and they warned that the benefits could be larger on urban roads or if more intervening forms of ISA are applied. If anything, this just screams of the nanny state, doesn't it? How dare you drive your car? How dare you try and overtake someone? How dare you try to speed away from that car hurtling towards you? Hopefully I am wrong with this and this will all be okay and there'll be some sort of way you can deactivate this, no doubt of course, with every time you want to enter the car, it will more than likely be. But either way, for the EU to say that all cars in Europe must be fitted with this sort of tech when we are no longer in the EU, if that's what they indeed said, is totally out of order. I mean, just imagine some other country like, oh no, America's reaction if the EU decided to poke their nose in over there and say, we're going to do this now and you have to follow it. I think, though, if anything, they'll be getting a swift virtual middle finger and be told no. But, don't worry, because Giovanni also added, with tried and tested mapping technologies here to help, the ISA will soon help European road safety, an important step forward, he says, ensuring more drivers and commercial fleets in the UK and the continent benefit from a better driving experience that ultimately makes the roads safer for us all. Well, thank you, but no, I think we'll rather stay in charge of our cars, thank you very much, eh?